Hello Hastings, welcome to another In Studio. I am Tom Wright, and the topic today is economic development here in town. And who better to have talk about economic development than the Economic Development Coordinator, Ms. Morgan Hill. Morgan, welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having me.
Morgan, you have been on this job for just a year now, right? You hit your 1 year anniversary?
I did, yep. 12 months in December.
And it's a brand new position. Let's hear about what this position is, first of all, and what your responsibility is as the Economic Development Coordinator.
Sure, so the Economic Development Coordinator, the position was, like you said, created new for the city as part of a more intensified approach to economic development. My role is to connect with the business community here in the City of Hastings, and then outreach as well to the development community, other businesses that would be potential good fits for our community, and just to kind of tell the story of Hastings and get us on the map.
I understand you bring some experience with you. You worked for the Greater Minnesota, or tell us about your resume and what brought you here.
Sure, so previously I was at Greater MSP, which is the Regional Economic Development Organization, the nonprofit organization for the Minneapolis-St. Paul region. So we focused on 16 counties throughout Minneapolis-St. Paul. And my role was a project manager. So I kind of did the same role as I'm doing here, but on a much larger scale. So we focused, like I said, on 16 counties instead of one community.
Wow.
And kind of working with businesses to expand in our region or come to our region and continue to grow.
Wow, impressive. So tell us, what have you been up to these last 12 months? What has been on your to-do list?
We have been really busy this past 12 months. So prior to my start, the city had gone through an economic development plan with WSB, which served as a roadmap kind of to what their goals were, what they wanted to do, especially with my position. So we started with some program updates. So the city has a lot of programs that they had already had in place, and I just kind of went through and reviewed them and did some updates and added some new programs, which is really exciting too for the business community. We also did some kind of deeper diving into outreach. So we implemented a business retention and expansion plan, which works with our current businesses to understand their needs, their challenges, and their expectations of growth and how we can assist in that. We've also been doing some other development community outreach. So we've been featured in some publications in the last few months, which has been exciting. That's
right. Wasn't Hastings like the featured city in Minnesota Deed? Or?
Yep. So the Deed Thriving in the North newsletter, and then also recently the Met Council featured us in their publication, which was great.
Nice.
We've also attended a MinCar Expo, so the commercial real estate industry. It has over 600 real estate professionals that attend there, and we had a booth there and just highlighting Hastings and what we have here, which was great. We made a lot of good contacts there. And just continuing to communicate with the business community on where Hastings is, what we're doing, and how we're open for new business growth.
Great. You had mentioned that one on your to-do list was looking at the programs and doing some updating. I'd like to hear more about some of those programs that are in place to help out businesses, to attract businesses, but also to help out businesses that are already here. Let's do this here. I'm still learning on this thing. Here we go. I'm a Mac guy, and we have a PC for a laptop. Okay. So one is the revolving loan fund. Tell us about that.
So there was a similar program that the city had already had in place before I came. However, it was more restricted. So they had opportunities for assistance on Vermilion Street and then on the downtown. But the industrial park really didn't have any opportunities. And through my business retention and expansion visits with those businesses, there is opportunity for them to expand and to grow, but there wasn't really any city assistance to provide for that. So, a simple addition was just to include all businesses throughout the community in this program, which allows for assistance to a number of things. So whether it's a new business looking to come into the community to help with acquisition or, building, or businesses that we already have here for working capital, machinery and equipment, or any building renovations.
I see. Great. And on to the next one here. Let's talk about the land for $1 at the industrial park.
So this is a very unique program that the city had in place.
Sounds like a pretty good deal. Yeah,
it is.
$1.
And so what happens is a lot of times businesses, the price of land is a a challenge for them to continue to grow or build their own site. So the City of Hastings allows businesses to purchase land for $1 per acre in our industrial park, provided that they meet minimum capital investment and job growth targets. So yeah, it's a great program. We're working on shovel-ready certification through Minnesota Deed and Excel Energy for our remaining acres in the industrial park. And so that, along with the Land for $1 program, is a great marketing tool to kind of get us noticed.
Have you had any businesses take advantage of that yet?
We have. So just recently we had CrossFit. They did an expansion in a new building out in the industrial park. That was probably the most recent that we've done.
Great. Cool. All right. And then we're going to move on to, let's see here. We're going to find out in a second. We're going to hold them in suspense. Here we go. All right. Open to Business, and this is one you partner with Dakota County on.
Right. So this is a great program that we offer. It's free of charge to anybody at any stage of their business growth. So they can be just starting out, or they can be going through some changes in their business, and they just want someone to bounce ideas off of. They can offer assistance from just a simple, hey, can you help me build a business plan? Or they also offer direct financing as well. So they can be a partner in putting a package together for a business looking to grow and expand.
Great. And how long has that one been around?
We have had that for the last few years in partnership with Dakota County.
Okay. And now the PACE program, which I understand is a Property Assessed Clean Energy Program, something to an incentive for businesses to get energy efficient?
Yes, it is. And that's through a partnership with the St. Paul Port Authority.
Okay. All right. And how many businesses have you had take advantage of that?
So this was brand new just in the last few months.
Oh, okay. Newer ones.
Yeah, we've had some interest, but we haven't had anybody take full advantage of it. But I know that the St. Paul Port Authority is also working on marketing the program more effectively as well, because it's a great program for energy efficient projects or any upgrades.
Great. And the SAC and WAC deferral program. Before we get into the program, perhaps you can explain what SAC and WAC are.
So SAC is sewer access charges and WAC is water access charges. So they're charges that are placed to help in providing funding for future infrastructure improvements. And so these fees are charged upfront to a business that's looking to grow or expand. And so as part of it, we partnered with the Metropolitan Council just recently. So the city has had a SAC and WAC deferral program in place for quite a few years to assist in paying those charges over time. But the Metropolitan Council, which has their own fees, they also have a program. And so we kind of partnered them together and tried to make them as consistent as possible to help businesses and provide some additional assistance in paying those fees.
And last but not least, we have programs from the states that you guys help. I understand you assist businesses to go through the application process and that sort of thing, right?
Right. So the state of Minnesota has three main programs: the Minnesota Investment Fund, which is a low-interest loan program; the Job Creation Fund, which is a pay-for-performance program; and then the Minnesota Job Skills Partnership, which helps with training. So our role in that is, when we're approached by a business and one of these maybe fits, to reach out to our state partners and work with them to fill out the application, and for the city to support all of these. So the state does require that the city supports these, whether it's a resolution, partial forgiveness of a Minnesota Investment Fund loan or something like that. So the city is very supportive of these and looks to utilize as many resources as we can, even outside of our local resources.
Getting back to the big picture of things of City of Hastings overall, what is your sales pitch to businesses? Why Hastings? Why should they look at Hastings to consider having your business?
I think Hastings is a very unique community. It has a lot of great things going for it. It's got a great downtown. It's got the great river, but it also has a lot of potential in business growth. I feel like the community is very supportive of its businesses here, and everyone that I've interacted with really supports true economic development and community development. We're very close to the metro. I actually try to hold as many meetings as I can here in Hastings with individuals and make them come here, and they really realize they always show up 10 minutes early because they don't realize how close we are to the metro area. So it's a tight-knit, really strong community that's close to the metro, so you have access to everything that you need.
Great. the future. Let's look at the crystal ball here, and what do you envision for Hastings in the future, and what are your goals? Perhaps we can go that way. What are your goals for the future?
Sure. So we are working on our Vermilion Street corridor plan right now. So finishing that up and kind of working towards implementation is a big goal of ours in 2018. That plan, as you know, is we're working on finding redevelopment sites throughout the corridor to really focus on to try and implement some future development as it moves along the corridor. So we're in the development phase right now of the plan, and so we hopefully will have some great things come out of that in 2018.
Nice.
Additionally, I think just more intensified and targeted marketing of Hastings to the development community. Continue with our partnerships locally with the Chamber. They've been a great partner. And then with our regional greater MSP in the state of Minnesota, just continue to tell our story, who Hastings is, and that we're ready for business.
Great. You know, one other thing I need to ask, because I know other people are curious, the whole big Target thing, you know, Target closing in town, it's a huge deal, and I'm sure many people are wondering what, you know, can the city do, you know, how to, you know, and so what can you guys do? And when in a situation like that, when you have a business, a big business, say, close their doors, you know, take us through that process, and you can use Target here as an example. Sure. What the city's response was. Sure.
So right away, as soon as we heard, we reached out to Target Corporate to try and find answers as to, you know, why this happened, what kind of went into the decision-making process. The Chamber was a great partner in that. We both reached out to as many people as we could. You know, in finding out, was there anything that we could do? Is there anything that we could do now? Or what are the next steps? And so at this point, the next steps, you know, just working with them to make sure that that site doesn't stay vacant, to try and work with the corporate real estate team at Target to market it to a good user, and you know, just continue to work with the Chamber and continue to talk to our businesses in town to find out, you know, what are their challenges, if there are any, and what can the city do to help. But as far as, you know, with any business that's privately owned, just to continue to work with them to try and to market that site to a better user.
Any ideas you can reveal to us, or leads on potential new businesses in that site?
So far it's not technically listed yet. So they will be in business until February, and then we'll work directly with the real estate team.
I see.
But yeah, I mean, open to opportunities, whether it's, you know, local people that are looking to invest, or, you know, outside businesses that are looking to come too. We're open to hearing about it.
All right. Well, I understand all this some things we looked at here are on the city's website. For more information, we can send people there?
Absolutely. And my contact information is on there as well. So any questions or anything, just let me know.
Great. Well, there you go. Morgan Hill, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you, folks, for joining us in this in-studio. Again, all about economic development with your economic development coordinator, Morgan Hill. And we'll see you next time.